What if? That's where you're left saying after last night's Steelers loss. What if Le'Veon Bell could have played? I hope you're recovering from your one less hour of sleep. Daylight saving, the beginning of the end of seasonal depression. It's also the beginning of the end of our winter sports. This is a course that's featured the likes of Tiger Woods, Ricky Fowler, Jack Nicklaus. When you're out here, you never know who you're looking at if they're going to be next. Keon Broxton, one of those athletic outfielders the Pirates have become so known for. So the Curve 3-3 so far on the season this year. Lot to be excited for. This is a team that hadn't made the playoffs since 1992, and here they are today, the home opener. Many experts picking them to win the World Series. You wrote about your grandson that he inspired your essay.
Yes, he did.
What does this mean for his future?
Oh, he will never forget this as long as he lives.
I shouldn't talk with my mouth full, but the peppers mix very well with the cheese and the meat. If you're sitting at home on your couch right now, you got to get down here to try this. The game just started. I got to get a napkin. Yeah, everything's canceled.
What do you mean everything's canceled? I don't care if you have to drive all the way up to Cameron County to get something on. You better be in the 11 o'clock show. Get out.
With no story and no leads, did what any good reporter would do. Head out into the world. Well, the field may be wet, but spirits are high. Who will stop the rain?
I would like to nominate the War Memorial Rink in Johnstown and the hockey fans of Johnstown, Pennsylvania for Kraft Hockeyville, because I believe this town is a very passionate hockey community.
These are the words that helped spark a town. Johnstown is a Kraft Hockeyville finalist, and it all started with Holly Lees.
When it came to the Kraft Hockeyville, I almost didn't write the essay. I hesitated. I thought, oh, I'm one person, what difference does it make? But because I am such a passionate hockey fan, and I had billet kids with me this season from the Tomahawks, and because of my grandson who's playing hockey, I thought, you know what, I really owe it to them to sit down and at least write an essay and say, okay, I entered the essay contest.
So she wrote, and out came the passion. A passion that a panel of judges deemed strong enough to make Johnstown one of 10 Hockeyville finalists.
It would so much improve the esteem of the whole community to know that we all work together to make improvements to this arena, and it's our rink. I now have a 5-year-old grandson learning to play hockey and hope that he will appreciate the great hockey heritage in this community, which is why I am nominating Johnstown, Pennsylvania as the most passionate hockey community.
Now, if Holly can take the time to write this essay, you can certainly take the time to vote. It's as easy as CAMBRIA. Good evening. It was one of the biggest games of the year and also one of the biggest disappointments. Somerset just 3 points against Bishop Guilfoyle last week. Tonight they reset their sights on a district title, taking on Punxsutawney in our game of the week. No touchdowns last week for Somerset. That changed quickly tonight. First quarter, it's Jake Heupel, one of the best running backs you'll see, gone. 7-0 Eagles. The versatility of the Eagle offense on display tonight. Raven Beeman this time take the jet sweep and runs, what is that, 9 chucks? Those guys bringing Winter with them to Somerset. I'm still shivering. Late in the first, Chucks break through. Dakota Thomas finds Braxton Jevidani. We got a game. It's 14-6 here. But then the Eagles just steamrolled. Dylan Barnes is going to find Beeman on the screen, and similar to earlier, he outruns all 11 Chucks this time. Somerset moving on with a 50-12 win. Clearfield, they're hosting Johnstown, already up 13-7 here, going for more. Jake Wingate takes the jet sweep, and no contain on the outside. That leads to a touchdown. 27 Bisons. Bison's threatening again here, and it's Eric Sellers on the rollout. Gonna find Nick Kovalik, who's like, yeah, I'll catch that, thank you very much. 28-7. Johnstown trying to get back in this one when Jeremy Updike's pass is tipped, and that's when pick sixes happen. Ryan Lezer, some great stop and start there. He's gone. Bison's up big to garbage time, and it's Updike able to connect with Kareem Gibson for a score. Yeah, but the damage is done. Clearfield plays Somerset for the district title, and beware Berlin, beware Braden Fuffman. The junior running back tore up Portage last week. His reign on District 5A began tonight. Fuffman over 1,300 yards, 20 touchdowns on the year and rising. First offensive play. Mountaineers go to the pass. And it's Jake Grosick with the sack for Conema. Well, next play, they would do what's right. Just give the ball to Fuffman. Huge hole. And see you later. Hasta luego for the Spanish audience. A run so long I can barely show the whole thing on TV. 7-0 Mountaineers. Still first quarter. Berlin driving again. Fufman right up the middle. Goes over 4,000 yards in his career on the play. Sets a school record. Still first quarter. And Doug Paul shares some of the wealth. Brenston Harding this time keeps it himself. I'm told the proper performance bench would be hostile to Wago there earlier. Berlin a force to be reckoned with. They win 61-0. Everett traveling to Myersdale. Sparse crowd tonight. Everett's first snap. Kyle Schaefer back to pass. Myers O'Connor Christner sets a tone with a sack. Raiders first series after a long drive. It's Jason Ritchie. Takes the toss off right tackle. Bounces off. Gets inside the pylon. It's 7-0 Raiders. Myersdale defense dominant tonight. On 3rd and long, Schaefer fakes up the middle, rolls left, and he's popped by Brandon Bear. That brings up a 4th down. Did you hear that hit? I could. And Warriors go for it. This time Schaefer pitches to Jacob J. And he's leveled short of the sticks. Ball goes to Myersdale. Late second quarter. Starting QB Riley Christner sitting this one out with an injury. So his brother Connor steps in. Looks deep, bounces off 2 Warriors, gets to Cole Clark. Myersdale down to the 2. 20 seconds left in the half. Ty Hoover disappears in the pile, but comes out the other side for the touchdown. Red Raiders roll 27-0 to District 6 AA. Forest Hills, underdogs up north, taking on Tyrone. First quarter, Tyrone showing why. Garrett Hunter throws this to Matthew McConaughey in space. When it finally comes down, Silas Crawford grabs the score. But the Rangers, they have a star, and his name is Sharif Blau. Coming through with a textbook cutback run here. He's going to power his way for the score. You might see that one in top plays on Sunday. It's a tie game here, and the Eagles threatening again. Hunter on the rollout. Nearly falls, but he's able to find Crawford again. Tyrone takes the lead. It's Interstellar the sequel. Alec Hunter able to add one more at the end of the half here as Tyrone rolls from there 35-7. Let's check on some scores. Southern Huntington 7, Mount Union 27, and Quad A Altoona falls to Pine Richland 49-7. And plenty more to come here on the Friday football final. A David and Goliath matchup plus our team of the week. Good evening. 3 teams from the NL Central can make the playoffs, but not 4. The Pirates dropped to 4th place today. Of course, way too early to panic, but 23rd in the league in runs isn't going to cut it. Another marathon game today in St. Louis. Cards going for the sweep. 9th inning, it's Jung Ho Gong sending this one to extras for the 3rd straight game. So to the 12th inning we go. Pedro Alvarez, always good for a big cut, and he gives the Buccos the lead. But in the bottom half, Cards load the bases, and it's Peter Borjos. Rips it to 3rd. Josh Harrison can't handle it. We are tied again to the 14th inning. Everyone in the stadium is sunburned at this point, and Colton Wong ends it. Pirates swept by the Cards, all in extras. Curve going for the Erie sweep on a beautiful Sunday. 1-0 game in the second when Keon Broxton stepped to the plate. Broxton hitting leadoff this season, hitting well. Drives in a run here, 2-0 Altoona. 4th inning now, runner on for Gift and Gopay. And well, that'll kill an inning. Josh Turley doubles them up, but a 3 RBI day from Josh Bell gives Altoona a 7-4 win. Penn State baseball going for the series sweep as well of Rutgers, 4-2 Knights in the 7th. Aaron Novak throws down the bunt. Greg Gears scores on the overthrow. Penn State up 5-4. Bottom 8 now, tied at 5. Jim Haley hits a high fly ball, almost to the 410 nook. That makes it 6-5 Lions. Penn State wins 8-5, and Penn State women's lacrosse wins the Big Ten. Tatum Coffey had 4 goals in the win. They'll face Johns Hopkins in the NCAAs. The draft is over, but in the NFL, the breaking news never stops. Teams are scooping up free agents. They could be a nameless practice player. They could be the next Arian Foster or the next Jimmy Graham. Penn State basketball's Ross Travis invited to Texans rookie minicamp. Besides Graham, Antonio Gates, Julius Peppers, a couple other B-ball turned NFL notables. If you are lucky enough to know your grandfather, you probably have some great memories together. For Tom and Roberto Pattison, it's baseball. This season, for the first time, they've been able to not just watch the game together, but call it.
This is Mr. Pattison. I'm Mr. Pattison. He's my grandson. So we're doing a game together today. So it's exciting for both of us.
For this umpiring team, A love of baseball ran in the family.
Every time I'd be up at his house or he'd be down at mine, we'd be always talking about baseball. He always quizzed me with certain plays and rules, and I'd try to answer them, and I think I got the majority of them right.
It's a wonderful feeling, and I'll say this about Roberto. Since he's been to umpiring school twice, he's telling me things. What did you have, Bob?
Hit at the top of his bat.
Hit at the top of your bat? Okay.
This is just the second time the two have umped together. And even though the student is quickly becoming the teacher, Tom has his style.
Strike three!
Roberto is still developing his.
I'm still toying around with a couple things from people that watch me, what they like to see. If they see something they like, I'll use it.
I get yelled at by my grandson because I can't bring my arm up. I have shoulder trouble, so I just do a strike. You'll hear it though. Strike!
But Roberto will have plenty of time to work on his style. He's planning to turn his passion into a big league career.
Just try to learn off everybody as I go along. Somebody has something good, some people have something bad.
He went to school down to Wendell Stat School, and he's working with some good umpires. And like he said, every umpire you work with, you take something away.
During that story, I learned some umpire tricks of the trade. Some I can share, some I can't. I will say they both embrace the pace of play rules, aren't afraid of a big strike zone to speed things up. Let's close with the 6 Sports Top 6. At number 6, Penn State and their first Big Ten tourney, Matt Florence ripping on Johns Hopkins. They close out the season at 5-9. Number 5, it's Penn State and Pitt. Not football, but baseball will do. Ricky Smith walking it off. Lions sweep the series. Number 4, how about the Ferndale Yellow Jackets? 13-1 on the year. This is a 6-4-3. Taylor Kinsey to Nate Ridler in a 10-5 win. Number 3, his name leads to puns, and his ability leads to runs. Josh Bell, his first homer is a walk-off last night against Erie. Number 2, Myersdale's Connor Christner is a heck of a football player, even better at baseball. Blast this into the twilight sky in a 3-2 win over McCourt. And at number 1, Hockeyville. Hockeyville. Johnstown is Hockeyville, USA. Congrats to everyone who made this happen. That's it for sports. We'll be right back.